Hello and welcome to
Closing the Gap.
Motorsport Diaries.
My name is Ari.
And I'm Aranza.
And this week we
have
are bringing you
Australia.
The Australia Grand Prix happened not yesterday. I want to say Sunday, but it wasn't Sunday, was it?
It was Saturday.
Well, for us,
Yeah.
because we are in California, it was Saturday night and it was a vibe.
It was so fun.
It's because it's one of the ones that we actually get like at a decent person, normal sport time. It was on a Saturday night for us.
Yeah, and it was at 8 p.m., which was amazing.
Perfect.
Like the perfect Saturday night you could ever think of.
And we made the most of it. We went out to a watching party. Shout out to the girls from, what's it called? West Coast Formula. Over at Shakespeare's Pub in San Diego. So that was so much fun. We brought a few friends. And you know, like, I love making new fans too. I feel like everybody was asking us things and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that was great. And I also made a new fan. So much fun. She was so sweet, so lovely.
Let me walk back. Like, new fans as in, like, sports. Like, you know, fans of Formula One, not like as in our fans. I feel like that sounded like, oh, I mean, no. No, like, actually, like, some of the people in our party
I actually did make a new fan of our podcast.
Yeah.
So lovely to see her.
I knew that's what you were meaning to, but then I said, wait, let me walk that one
back. Let me rephrase.
But yeah, just kind of like educating, you know, like people and like
so
some questions. Fun. And I think it's better and you get more into it if you are like, as you're watching it and you're asking somebody and you're getting those answers live. It's like, oh, like you feel like you can, you know, like I feel like that watching some NFL games, like they call this one out of bounds or stuff like that, and you feel like you understand it better and more, sport overall. But yeah, it's nice to be out there like a normal, good old enjoying sports person.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people there.
So many.
We had some people thinking that they were at their own house and like smacking the TV, and I'm like, you're at a pub, please be careful. But it was like the heat of the moment obviously gets to everybody, and it was just so much fun. The energy in that place was so good, especially for the first race of the year. It was amazing.
She was referring to me. I almost smacked the TV when I saw Nico Hülkenberg being retired from the grid.
Oh my God.
That was the first heartbreak of the season for me, I think. Not of the season, of the weekend, I want to say. I honestly could not believe when they retired his car from the grid. I was almost crying. There went my hopes, but it's okay. We'll recover from it.
Yeah. My moment was when they kept retiring and unretiring Nano, because what even happened?
I think that's
at Aston Martin.
I think that was voluntarily. We're gonna just
jump
into it because there's so much to talk about, right? It was a quick one, but it was a good one. I saw
off the bat, so quick. Like Charles said, the person who's doing the lights, cheeky, because if you go back and like watch, I think F1 posted the actual lights that they saw literally was like boom boom. It was
the last one, yes,
quick.
The last one was
quick.
I feel like it was a little bit before it because it was like bam bam, like it was right away. I was like, I wonder if that threw anybody out.
It definitely did. That's why Charles got it. He was like, "Ooh, let's go!" And then
I didn't see it until the cool down room, like Franco's kind of like
Franco's.
Who was that behind? Was it George?
Behind, I have no idea. No, it was
Was it Pierre?
No. It was Ocon. I think it was Esteban. It was either.
It was so
It was
quick.
one of the Haas behind him, and then obviously it was.
Honestly, that was a miracle that didn't end up in a crash because he was. I mean, and obviously, that was best of the 22 in the world. But we never doubt it. But you know, like there's a reason why they're like top of the top, and like it was such a skilled move. He barely had enough space to make it out and then back in.
Yeah,
it's insane, like millimetrical.
Crazy.
So
and
good.
Of course, the person that was in front of him had to be Liam Lawson.
True. But yeah, so back to the Nano point. I think that was voluntarily. They were so coasting.
Weird. And then at like the last two, I'm like jumping ahead, but since we're speaking about Aston Martin, Lance being lapped over 12 times and them reporting it the last two laps of the race, like what for?
The plus 12 sent to me. Absolutely. I was like, what do you mean plus 12?
Why are we reporting this anymore? And also, I noticed this as we were watching that they didn't even put him on the grid at the end.
No.
Lance was not at the results. He was not on there at all. And it was actually the very last place was number 22, like position 22. It just said 12-12.
I think,
what?
I mean, Nano had obviously alerted to it before the
for
race
sure.
that they couldn't go over certain laps before starting to compromise like their own well-being. So I think that's what they ended up doing. They're like, okay, we're gonna retire, and then we're gonna see what the road trip pit stop.
Yeah.
We're gonna grab some snacks, refresh.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back out
Come
there.
back out.
But it was just to comply because they knew the car was never gonna finish the
Right.
race.
Yeah,
So that was really
a whole
funny.
adventure in and of its own.
I read some headlines that they said that Honda scammed. That's the word that it was used. Scammed Aston Martin. I can only imagine Adrian Newey and his team how they're feeling right now.
Yeah.
That's so still up in the air. So thoughts and prayers to Aston Martin.
That's so crazy.
It sucks. It really does.
Ugh.
To put like so much effort and money into something
Especially
for it not to deliver.
Yeah, especially to literally pick Adrian Newey out of a team that he probably would have retired in to a new team and then give him nothing
Yeah.
is crazy.
It's wild. And I feel like they're not the only ones, right? Like, how
No.
many teams are still up in the air? Like, obviously, it pains me to say this. It breaks my heart. But Williams,
Papelitos.
Carlos, I mean, good job to him for finishing the race, doing every single lap, knowing he was going absolutely nowhere in that car.
Yeah.
But he stuck with it. And, like, if there's anything that man is resilient. Like, props
True.
to Carlos. He finished the race. And almost last, I want to say, at 15.
Listen, yeah, I think he finished the race in either 15 or 6. No, 16th was Checo because we were
So it was
not
Carlos
we
and
were
then
not
Checo.
22. We were not 22.
6 DNFs.
Yeah, that was crazy. We had Isaac.
Well,
had-
hometown hero
Oh yeah.
crashed on his way to the grid.
Oh, that was painful to watch. That was painful to
That
watch.
was basically what happened to
actually-
Max, no? The day before?
I think so. No, Kimi.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and just a random fact that when Oscar was a grid kid, so the same thing that happened to Oscar's grid kid this time around happened to Oscar when he was a grid kid with Mark Webber, I believe it was, that he crashed before on not formation lap, getting to the grid. And so during the national anthem and everything like that, like everything while they're lined up with their grid kids, he didn't have his driver. So, he never got to meet him. And then now same thing happened with Oscar's grid kid that while he was making his way over to the grid, he crashed, wasn't able, so his grid kid didn't get to meet him.
It's okay. That great kid's going to be a world champion one day.
I hope so. We'll watch out for you.
Right? Let us know the name.
Yeah.
In a non-weird way. So Oscar crashed on his way to the grid. It sucks that it's the hometown hero. It sucks that it happens in your home race because it only happens, you only get one shot. It happens once a year. So obviously my championship contender, Oscar Piastri, it breaks my heart again.
Did you see the picture
honestly,
of the imprint the car left on the... Oh my God, that
Did
was
you see somebody wrote in a Sharpie, Oscar Piastri was here?
Yeah. And then his skid marks from last year are still on the grass.
Jesus Christ.
It
wasn't a great weekend for me now that I'm thinking about it.
It was just a quick race. Also,
thank God Max made up 13 positions. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have landed.
Some work. He put in some
But we
work.
never doubted it. If you saw my predictions,
My king.
I got it all right. I said George, I said Kimi, and a third is going to be one of the Ferraris. And that's what happened. And I said Max in points.
I'm still
Come at me for your betting needs,
that
you guys.
definitely... I'm still so upset that it definitely could have been a Ferrari 1-2. But as we all know, Ferrari strategists.
Let's just jump into that, shall we?
Tisk,
Okay.
tisk.
So, Isaac's DNF,
Yes.
right? What happened there?
Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. It was definitely
It was
like,
engine failure.
Engine failure for sure. Like that's all it comes down to. There's especially these new engines. He's not the only one that it happened to, and he's probably not going to be the last one. At least for the
Well, Valtteri kind of same, right? He just
Yeah.
lost power. He just
Yeah.
went.
So like he's not going to be the only one for the next few races. I feel like it's going to be an ongoing problem at least for the first half of the year, or like for the
100%.
first half of the season. It's definitely going to be some like happenings
out of nowhere too.
It just like pew, died. That's
so
it.
that happened to Isaac's car, and that provoked a virtual safety car,
Yes.
right? So what happens when you get a safety car? If you're new here,
Everybody pits.
everybody pits. Strategy wise, if you think you have the time for it, and even if you don't, you risk it. At least
Yes.
one car per garage has to pit. This is Formula One 101. Somebody, I don't really know whose call was it, but at that point, Mercedes and as in George and Charles had been back and forth. You know, like they reclaimed the lead 6 to 7 times from each other at that point.
Like 3 laps.
So
It's crazy.
they knew they stood a chance. They knew the car had the pace. If not for the win, for a good signal place, which would have been great. Because may I remind you, last championship was up in the air for 2 to 3 points at all times.
Yes.
So this is what happens. Mercedes double stacks. In comes George, in comes Kimi.
Yeah.
Ferrari does not. That's not.
This is what they would call a free pit stop. Like it's not.
Literally.
You're never losing any
No
places,
positions.
no positions, nothing, because everything's pretty much at a standstill. It's a free pit stop, so you should at least take it with one of your cars,
At least.
minimum.
To buy yourself the chance that in the future you stay where you are. It's not, it's not a gifted thing. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it gives yourself and your team a better chance,
Yes.
right?
To stay where you are or better.
So Ferrari didn't do that.
Nope.
Why did I have to hear? This is what irks me the most. Like half of Lewis's radios was like, it was me saying the fact that he has to say that on the radio.
Yep.
7-time world champion. Like a lot of this has to go unsaid. The fact that he had to get on the radio to say, at least one of us should have come in. Brother.
And also, they didn't have just the one virtual safety car. They had two.
Two virtual
Mind
safety
you,
cars.
yes, the second one was shorter, but that first one, almost everybody took advantage of that.
Everybody.
And I will say, Cadillac, you should have also taken advantage of that. I know it's your first race. Learn from this. You should have taken advantage of one of
100%.
those because they never pit either Checo. I think they pit Valtteri in the second one, but by that
And
time, it really didn't even matter. But you guys didn't pit. You're so lucky Checo finished that race.
Yeah.
You were
Yep.
so lucky that he finished that race because that was a free pit stop.
So that was the first, honestly, Ferrari fail of the season. I feel like if
We should have a tally.
we should have a bingo card.
Yeah,
Drake, take a
literally.
shot every time, and you'll take a shot every time. It's that bad. Like we thought last season was heartbreaking for all of our Lewis
Yeah.
fans, obviously Ferrari fans, like Tifosi at all, but we blame the car, right? Oh, the car is not up to pace. The car this, the car that.
This
So
year,
we
you
go back to
cannot blame the
2023,
car.
2024 when they did that to Charles in Monaco.
Yeah.
So we're not the scapegoat last season was the car. All right, you have a good car now. So we're going to go back to effing up your races because of strategy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, this year they don't have any like
They don't have an
scapegoats. It's
excuse.
just strategists, and that's when you realize like you can have everything right, but it all comes down to your strategy.
And at the end of the day, I guess it's too early to say the car is so good, the car is going to be fine. Maybe not. It's
And-
too early.
Charles and Lewis both have said like we really didn't have more pace than this. We really there was nothing I could do more than this.
But if they wouldn't have effed up the strategy, they could have. They could have battled for a second place.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I still think Ferrari could have gotten the 1-2 if they had put up their strategy
Maybe.
better.
We'll never know.
I would have hoped, or at least a 2-3, but 1-2 is the hope. But a 2-3, they probably could have gotten it. It definitely had to be one of the Mercedes up at the top. Just because that car is crazy. That car is insane. And props.
But
Literally.
I honestly,
Also, sorry, before
No,
you
go
move
for
on.
it.
Props to the entire mechanics team for Kimmy's garage.
That turnaround was insane.
Oh my God, you guys deserve your flowers. You deserve hugs, kisses. You deserve a raise. Toto, you deserve a raise. Like, you deserve to give them a raise.
Toto, you deserve it all.
Well, all right, calm down there. But yeah, like, they really did. Like, even Kimmy, when he got his P2, he like was so grateful and so thankful for them. Of course, as he should be, because
an hour and a half is insane. Insanity.
To get that car the way that it was crashed, because it was crashed the same way that Oscar crashed his car, like, insane for him to get into qualifying literally the 2 hours later.
And converted it into a P2.
Yeah.
And like the whole
and
thing.
that's how you know that car is a beast.
And that's how you know Kimmy
is also a beast.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
That kid is going places. The way he was able to handle the pressure too.
Yeah.
And after when he approached Toto afterwards, he said, I was very comfortable. And that just tells you that kid, like, the ceiling is nowhere near. So honestly, like, I will go back on what I said the last season. You know, that
Kimmy's doing great.
Kimmy was a good bet, and he will continue to be. And I don't know if it's gonna at any given point give Max a run for his money, but like, my bet would be on yes at some point.
You know who's gonna give Max a run for his money?
Arvid.
Our new rookie, Arvid. Oh my God, he is who Liam Lawson thinks he is. And credit to whoever said that on Twitter, because you're right. You are so right. He really is who Liam Lawson thinks he is.
Arvid.
He does it with so much grace and so much, like, I'm
so
here to race.
Too.
Yeah, like, I'm here to race. I'm here to do this.
Calm and collected.
Mind you, he's saying the same things Liam said, just in a better way and a more respectful way.
He's 18. And the way he presented himself in the cameras after the race, I was blown away.
Oh my gosh, he is amazing. His parents, great job.
You raised a great kid, as far as we know.
Yeah, that's my go.
2 new fans right here.
Right, that's my go. And as a
and I hope they don't bring him to Red Bull.
Please, leave
anytime
him alone.
soon.
Leave him alone.
Let the kid develop.
Let him be. Do not do what you did to Isaac, because Isaac also, I still believe in Isaac, but
me too. 100%.
Yeah.
That was not on him. That was an engine failure. Who else did, honestly, like, round of applause to all of the rookies.
Yeah.
Like, look at them go. Gabby, points for Audie.
Our 2025 rookies.
Our 2025 rookies.
Since we only have Arvid for 2026.
I'm going to call them the rookies until we get a big of a wave. It was just so many of them. Like, Oliver Verman.
Ollie did so good. I will ride for that, man. That is my close personal friend, Ollie Verman.
Kimmy. And then obviously Arvid.
Yes.
Like, 4 rookies up
Franco, like we had mentioned. Franco,
the fact that he finished the race on that tractor. Let the man be. Let him catch a break.
Now that we're like, just moving to the Alpine garage. The fact that Esteban Ocon is not in Alpine anymore, but we still have Pierre and Esteban fighting teeth and nails for what?
For a 14th? For P14? That's never going to get old. You guys keep doing it. I love it.
They're so funny.
It's a sense of nostalgia for so long.
Right? It was so out of nowhere.
And you think Brazil 2023? Let's go.
Oh my God. It was so crazy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
There were so many battles. I think I enjoy this. A lot of people, I'm still making up my mind as to 2026
new rules and
on the new rules and the new cars. But like, what I saw somewhere, like the stats of how many overtakes were Australia 2025 versus Australia 2026. I think it was something like 45 versus 120 this year. Like, it was so good. Like, there was action almost at every point. If the races
continue going on like this, I'm so sorry to the drivers. This is good. This is good for entertainment purposes. It might not be good for driving purposes, but for entertainment purposes, we're on the right path.
I think street circuits might get a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
I think the big, like, you know, like the Silverstones, the Spas, the Australia, like everything that's already, well, Australia's kind of a hybrid, but you know, everything that's already like the Red Bull Ring out there, and it was built for this purpose, I think will provide better entertainment at the street circuits. I think there will be way more DNFs at the street circuits, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, no, this was a very entertaining race. There was a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about. There's so much. Like, we also had, obviously, I obviously want to talk about Cadillac. Ugh, I love that both, even though Valtteri ended up DNFing and Checo obviously last place ish, all right, ish. They're both so grateful and so ready for this project. And I think Cadillac came at the perfect time where pretty much everyone is on the same level. Like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, unfortunately, they are
It was
lower.
an even field.
Yeah, so they're like, unfortunately, yeah, they are going to be on the lower end of the tiers of teams because they are a new team.
Yeah.
But even midfield teams are struggling, top teams are struggling. They're all in this together, and I love that they came at the perfect time. They're struggling with everybody else. They're figuring it out as they go, but they're just so happy to be there, and you can tell that they love this team and they believe in this team and they're willing to do anything for this team. And I really appreciate all of that. And thank God Checo finished that race.
Yeah,
Truly.
honestly, very proud of him. None of us knew what to expect, like Cadillac being the
Yeah.
new kid in the block and all that. But Valtteri was also like a failure that was out of his control. Like the car just
Yeah.
powered down. So all in all, I think they did really good,
Mm-hmm.
better than some
Overall.
of the other teams.
They both said that they felt comfortable in the car and that the car was good. It really is just the power units. I believe I had told you when we were watching it, I saw an article that said that George, I think one of the battery packs are supposed to last.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have two, I think, and I think the battery packs are supposed to last through the year, at least a little bit more than half of the year. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but from what I saw, I think George Russell already ran through one of them. So,
I have no
which is
idea.
insane. Like that's the only thing I heard, like that I read. It didn't really go in depth. It was just like that was the gist of it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I saw, which is insane, especially seeing how many of the engines, like how many engine failures we had
Yeah.
throughout this race.
Also, are there
That seems
regulations? I
off.
feel like I haven't read enough on the regulations because like I've read like scanned
You're
through
not the
some
only
of it.
one.
But that's the thing; it's just so many changes all at once.
Yeah.
But like, are some of these things flexible? Like, how do they even know?
Who knows?
Right? Like,
Yeah.
because like even testing, it didn't give data enough, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna
well-
be interesting to see how all that pans out.
Yeah, I don't think testing really didn't help. Practice was
And then we completely
know,
skipped the Pirelli
rough.
test. So on
Yeah.
tires, we're all like just hoping and praying. The radio were like, "Hey Lando, can you do like 36 laps on
no.
this tire?" So he's like, "Fucking fine now,"
literally, he's like, I got maybe 10 for you. I don't know, man.
He's like, toss a coin.
Yeah, literally. And thank God, like, he was able to, we had another retirement. He was able to change tires and, stay in fifth, which is crazy that McLaren, like, this is how it's
Yeah.
a whole new thing because even both Oscar and Lando said, like, don't expect much from us. Like, yeah, we were a top team last year and,
Yeah.
like, we finally figured it out and you guys changed the book on us. And it was, it's
And it
just gonna
broke my
go
heart
back.
when they kept saying that on Drive to Survive, like this might be the only shot I get
Yeah.
at being a world champion. And it broke my heart every time they say it. But you know what?
They're honest.
It was true.
Yeah.
It was so true. And I think they have more in them. And I think maybe this is the cool thing about 2026. They even the field out for everybody.
Yeah, they did.
But at the end of the day, the best one's gonna win. And I think, it's just the beginning of the season. Like we still have upgrade packages. They still have to get more familiar with the cars. There's room for improvement. I genuinely thought it was gonna be farther off, like that, like Mercedes was gonna like run with it and just be like, like max 2022.
Yeah, right?
But they're not. They're not that far ahead of the pack. And I think that's going to, once we start seeing upgrades and like better like driver performances and like them getting like more out of the car, it's gonna be an interesting battle. Like
Yeah, I think so,
constructors
too.
wise to begin with. I think the constructors is definitely up for grabs.
Yeah, we always see like I hope it's the same situation, but we always do see like teams that were not doing so well at the beginning of the season start doing well, or particular drivers too, like
Yeah.
start doing well towards the middle of the season when you've had time to figure things out. Like we spoke about in our last episode, you got to give drivers time to adapt and change, and it's gonna take some some races to do that and some time. And I think it's just gonna get better from here.
We've also heard a lot that maybe like the winners are not consistently going to be who are the best drivers, is
Mhm.
whoever is best at managing the energy and the power
Yeah.
in the car.
That's the
So you know how like, and it's happened before, like where like, oh, the one that manages, like how many times did we get a winner just because they knew how to manage tires better?
yeah.
So now just add another element to it. Like, okay, so now we're whoever manages tires better, whoever manages power better,
Yeah.
energy. It's just you're adding more kind of like ingredients into the best recipe, and
Yeah.
I think it's cool because it gives everybody a chance.
Yes. Yeah, I understand from the driver's perspective how you've learned how to drive cars a certain way for your entire life, and then first like 100 like out of nowhere you get the rug pulled under you, and you have to manage something else that you've never even had to think about, or like you've had to think very little, because we did have like some sort of battery management last year, but it wasn't to this degree.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, that's going to be very interesting. It is very frustrating on the driver's side, but yeah.
And I wonder how the
100%.
penalties are also going to affect the championships, because if
Yeah.
it's going to be a thing of like, oh no, you already went through two, and like every time you need a new one, you're going to get penalized. That's going to be interesting.
Or it's going to be because they do have a budget caps, so
That's true.
maybe it might be into their budget caps.
This morning, Aston Martin is fighting
Yeah.
to raise the cap.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know, because it was such a big deal when they did put a budget cap on for the teams that have the money. It was great for the teams that didn't have
of
money,
course.
but for the teams that have the money, they're kind of limited on what they're doing. And I know Red Bull got penalties and everything like that, or had to, pay something because they went
pay.
over. Yeah, because they went over the budget. And I think they did it twice that they went over the budget, like 2 years in a row or something. But yeah, it's something that they need to get used to. I understand now with all these new regulations why they would want a higher budget cap. I think, yeah.
I
They should
think
get it.
Aston Martin, it sounded like to me that if they can't manage to raise the cap, they
They're
won't
done.
be able to have a fully functioning car that can fight at all. I'm
Yeah.
not saying for like points.
can just be on the grid.
Can finish a race.
Yeah.
So
They
that's
can
going to
just
be really
make it on
interesting to
there.
see.
Yeah, that's going to be very... I think just in general, they should raise the cap, just because they do, like I said, they have all these new regulations, new stuff. Like, they need to manage other different things. Like, there's
Yeah.
more cost to everything else. I don't know. Unless they want to lower the budget on, like, what everybody eats, because clearly that's where all the money is going. All the
Did you see
coffees
that,
people take.
Right. Oscar's Nana, right? She made some
Yeah.
kind of, what was it, like toffee or brownies?
Yeah.
Some kind of pastry.
Something like that. Lemmings.
And they put it in the McLaren hospitality. It was the cutest
Every
thing.
year.
It's so cute.
She never misses. Every year. We love her for that. F1 actually did a tour of all of the hospitalities last year. If you guys want to watch it, it's on their YouTube page. But you literally get to see the ins and outs of like where most of their budget goes to, and that's what like came to mind when we said all that, because yeah, they spend a lot of money. Like, you could tell the difference because with Haas, Ollie did the going through their hospitality and like the little tour, and he was like, I can't invite you to dinner because that'll like put us over the budget cap, but have as much coffee as you would like, because so little things like that bigger teams don't think about, because you can tell Mercedes, Ferrari has two houses. The only thing that's not in the budget caps is the drivers' contracts, salaries, yeah, anything like that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That
You know what?
Ollie
I
was
wonder why. So, the other day I was thinking this, because all of the pictures of the WAGs this weekend were at Williams. And I'm like, why is everybody hanging out at Williams? You would think, no, if you have Ferrari as an option, why are you guys hanging in the Ferrari hospitality?
Yeah,
But no, everybody's always at Williams. I mean, I get it, but
theirs is really nice. But yeah, Ollie was just saying, don't come over for dinner. We cannot afford it, but come for coffee anytime.
There's been a few headlines. Obviously, we believe half of what we hear, but as some people have said, like the press gets to be right more often than not, that if Esteban Ocon doesn't deliver or if he doesn't start kind of like, like challenging Ollie in a certain way, like,
Mhm.
because at this point it's always Ollie in the points and Esty like kind of far behind,
Mhm.
Jack might step in, which I have mixed feelings about that, fam. I don't really know what to tell you because everybody knows I'm a big Jack Doohan supporter, but I also have come to love Esteban, which we didn't start there, but this is where we're at.
Right.
So, I mean, I know Ayo knows what's best, and I know he would never put that kind of pressure on Esteban the way we know Flavio does on Franco, or like what we previously talked about.
I also hope he does give him that grace period, especially because we do have new regulations. Like, I understand that Ollie has had an easier time adjusting to it, or like
and
a
Esteban
faster
is
time.
experienced.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. It's
but I would
teeter-totter.
love to see Jack back. Oh, the way I would love to
I would
see Jackie
hope
back
that
in
at
an F1 car.
least in one of the practices on this first half of the season, we get to see him just to see
Can we
what it would
rotate
be
them,
like.
AO? Like, what's the vibe here? Like, let's
so
talk.
technically, so they do have to have the reserve drivers do a practice.
Yeah, of course.
A year, but I would want it to be sooner rather than later so that we can actually see. Me thinking in terms of the team, I think it would be a little bit better to see what he can do in a practice so that the team can get a better idea. Okay, is it a good thing to switch Esteban with Jack or not? So I think beneficial towards the team to have him do a practice sooner rather than later, but we'll see when we get there.
Bottom line, I'm just very, very happy that Jack is out of that Alpine toxic environment.
And he also did an interview with F1 TV where he was like, I'm finally allowed to talk to you guys because Alpine doesn't allow their drivers to talk to the media ever. Even the reserve drivers, they're not allowed to talk to the media, which is crazy.
Hate it here being in the Alpine garage. Also, there's been heavy rumors, that the Bahrain Grand Prix is for sure going to be canceled.
Yeah.
And that most likely Abu Dhabi will as well, even though it's not until December, that it will likely be canceled.
Yeah.
With the
ongoing,
with the announcement coming soon. Maybe it will have been out by the time we release this episode. It hasn't as of today, Monday.
Yeah, our
the
Gossip
9th.
Girls.
And then there's going to be no replacements for it because they really don't have the time to organize, from the ground up a new Grand Prix anywhere else. So we might be 2 races down this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of our races this year, China is our first F1 Academy race weekend. I'm so happy. I cannot wait to see the girls back at it.
I know. I'm so happy. We do have some repeats.
Yes.
In
some of our favorites, you guys know. Ella Lloyd is our girl. I was going to say our spoiled girl, and I said girled.
No, our queen, Ella Lloyd. We also have Aurelia, who's coming back. And actually this morning, sorry, this is going to be a little off tangent, but Leah Block, our queen from last year, she actually is in a rally car this year. She announced this morning that she's driving in a rally car. I'm so happy for her to be back where she belongs. She had a great little stint in F1 Academy. I believe she enjoyed.
We have not seen the last of her.
No,
I don't think we have.
Her rally is her world, and I think she's better for it. I'm glad that she wanted to expand her horizons and go for it with F1 Academy, and she said, you know what, this is not for me. I'm going back to rally, and I love that for her.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of moving pieces in like the work and the pioneering of women in the grid. And like props to and it being Women's International Day, there's so many figures that we have to thank for the progress that has been made, and I think, for example, and we all know Susie Wolf, the big Susie Wolf, Hannah, Laura, Ruth, all of them, but like Dorian, as when it comes to drivers, she's definitely just trailblazing. And I think
Abby Poling as well.
Yes, she's and when it comes to Abby's insanely talented. I believe she's in Formula everybody a run for their money. And amazing. I feel like there will be a new path. Once we've made it up to Formula 3 and Formula 2. And with women drivers, there will be kind of like a new path forged where it's going to open doors for everybody that has been through F1 Academy.
Yeah.
And I feel like there will be a point where all of this generation will eventually, you know, like trickle back in, because there will just be, I'm not going to say it will be that much easier. There will be just a clearer path,
Yes.
because right now it doesn't exist and they're working on it. But I feel we're making giant progress.
And I love that for them. I am so excited to see the girls back. I believe
China
a lot
this
of them
weekend.
were traveling today, tomorrow, you know, to get there. And I know everyone's so excited. I'm so excited. We cannot wait to see what this weekend brings on. And with that,
We will see you next week.
thank you for listening to this tiny little podcast.
We might, it's at midnight for us.
Yeah.
So we had plans to go see it again.
At the watch party.
Because there will be places open from 12 to 2, basically showing the race.
Yes.
But we'll see. Maybe we'll tell you all about it next weekend. So please make sure that you tune back in next week.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.